Hi and welcome everybody. In this video I would like to show you how easy it is to create and generate a new database in MySQL Workbench. Please recall that we use the MySQL Workbench graphical user interface during this whole module. So to use the graphical user interface of the MySQL Workbench, we have to start MySQL. In the Windows operating system environment, you have to look for the MySQL folder in the list of programs installed on your local platform. So please go to the MySQL folder, and if you have found the MySQL folder, please click on this folder. And then you see in the lower part, there's an entry called MySQL Workbench 8.0. Please click on this lower line list, MySQL Workbench 8.0. And then you will see a new window starts, and in the upper left part of this new window, you find a tab which is called File. Go to File, and then you see an entry which is called the second entry, New Query tab. Please click on New Query tab, and then the graphical user interface starts. However, to use this interface, you have to establish a connection with a database. So the first step is always to establish a connection. You can establish a connection by going to the Database tab in the menu bar, click on Database, and then you see there's an entry called Connect to Database. Please go to Connect to Database. The new window appears and you can just press OK here. And then comes the most important part. You have to insert a password. And this password must be exactly the same as the one you used during the installation process of MySQL. So please recall your password and insert here exactly the same password you used during the installation process. I insert my personal password now, and then I can press OK. And now you see the graphical user interface of the MySQL Workbench is ready to work. So let's spend some seconds to discuss some important areas of this graphical user interface. In the middle part, you see a large white area, and in this area you can insert all your MySQL commands. So there are lines, and these lines are numbered, and in these lines you can insert any command you want to execute. In the upper left area, you see an area which is called schemas. The schemas area is important because it shows you all the databases which are locally installed on your platform. So in my case, this is a list of the databases which I have previously installed on my local operating system. Now, let's create a new database. Locally on our platform, just creating a new database, the first step must be what is the command we have to use to create a new database. In this case, the command is very easy. It is create database. So we can select just one line in the middle part of the workspace and then write create database. And an important feature of MySQL is that you can write commands using lowercase or uppercase letters, or you can even switch between lower and uppercase. I will use in this course only uppercase letters. But however, you are free to choose lowercase, uppercase letters. So in the end, MySQL is case insensitive. After writing create database, we have to design, or we have to find a name, the name for the new database. So how should the new database be called? For example, we can use example DB. DB stands for database, so our new database is called example DB. And to finish a command in MySQL, you have to write a semicolon. So at the end of any command in MySQL, there must be a semicolon. Otherwise, this command cannot be executed. So at the end, I write a semicolon, and now this command can be executed. The easy way, or probably the most easiest way to execute a command in MySQL is to use your keyboard. and to press a keyboard shortcut, and the shortcut is holding simultaneously the Control key and the Enter key. So please press the Control key and then the Enter key, and then the command is executed. And you can see that the command is executed if you look in the lower part of your workspace. There you see an action, and in this case the action was that the create database command is executed, and importantly, in the left area you see a green sign, and the green sign indicates that the command was successfully executed. And now you can see in the keymarks area in the left part of the workspace, if you press the refresh button is in the upper right part, so please press the refresh button, and then you see there appears your new database, ExampleDB. And you can expand the database just by activating the database and then go to the arrow sign, and you see the database is empty. It contains no tables. So we have just created an empty database, so tables are missing, and in the next steps we have to generate tables within the database. Okay, so now we have a new database, ExampleDB, and we can look in the keymarks area how this database looks like, the tables which are contained in this database, and of course we can finally also drop this database. To drop the database, just delete it from your local system. The command is drop database. So dropping this database, you have to write drop database, and then you can execute this command, again by pressing simultaneously the Control key and the Enter key. And now you see in the lower part, the command was successfully executed. You have the green side. So if you go to the keymarks area in the left part of the workspace and press the refresh button in the right upper part, you see if you press the button, the ExampleDB database disappeared. So there's no, in the list of the database, no ExampleDB database because you dropped this database. So your local platform does not contain any database which is named ExampleDB. Okay, so to sum up, you can generate a new database and create a new database using the command create database. You can drop a database again from your local platform by using the command drop database. Be careful that you always use at the end of any command a semicolon. And you can execute any command line in MySQL using the shortcut pressing the Control key and the Enter key. So that's it for the moment. Hope you enjoyed this video and see you in the next video.